biggest township entrepreneurship gathering. You know, at T we do it and we do it big. Joshua. Utali is like Standard Bank and he will keep moving you forward. He's a young man from the Leadership 2020 family. He's done extremely well. Please, put your hands together for Dali!
So basically, let me tell a little about my story. From a small town in East London, at the age of 15, I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, dude, what do you want to be and what do you want to do until you die? Right? That's at the age of 15. I'm trying to identify what it is that God has called me for in this world, right? I knew what I wanted. And I made a decision that I'm gonna get it done, and this is how I'm gonna get it done. See, the problem is that sometimes we don't know if we really want this thing. We just kinda want it. Because Dali has it, I just kinda want it. Because it looks great, I just kinda want it. It's fun being on TV, I just want it. But you don't really want it. What's your biggest why? Why do you wake up every morning? What's pushing you? What's your drive? What's your passion? Because when you understand those things, it's easy for you to get ahead. Right? Because you understand. You understand who you are. You understand what you have. You understand this gift that God has given you. So, what's your drive? My drive is that I want to see the world change. I want to impact my peers. So when DJ Smooth gave me the call, I came here and all I did for the last months, I've just been grinding and putting in the work. In June, I had a plan that in June I'd be on TV, right? Yes, I've been doing TV interviews, but I want my own show. So what did I do? I used social media to start my own show. I'm creating TV on social media. Listen to me, when they don't give it to you, you have to take it. You have to take it.
Monitoring and evaluation, and also the chairperson of the National Planning Commission. His department initiated a program called NDP, Youth Ambassadors, and our very own Ulelani is one of those ambassadors. Ladies and gentlemen, please can we rise on our feet? Anyone please stand up?
One, two. You can be seated. Good morning. Sanmona. Nejani. Ainam Gishap. The people who bear the brunt of this unemployment are young people. The reason for that is very simple, because more than 60% of our population is constituted by young people. And young people, they have that energy, vibrancy to be critical players in economic growth and development in South Africa. So when unemployment is that high, they are the ones, as I've said, who bear that brunt. So as a government, we need to give hope to young people, because the future of South Africa lies in young people. If you look even in history, young people have always been at the forefront of the struggle for freedom and justice. For the new type of struggle now, we're no longer fighting for freedom and justice, because that we have attained. The terrain has moved into the economic front. So young people must be encouraged to be in the forefront of the struggle for the economic emancipation of the people of South Africa. We have a national development plan that we adopted in 2012 by our democratic parliament, by our government, and also by our ruling party, the ANC, at its last conference in Mangaung. Many people always look to government to deliver on those jobs that we need in South Africa, to reduce that poverty and inequality that we still experience in South Africa today. But that is a wrong assumption, because government on its own cannot be able to solve all the problems that our country faces. We require partnership, we require collaboration with business, with labor, with organs of civil society, with ordinary South Africans. The jobs that need to be created, 11 more million jobs by 2030, will not come from government only, because 75% of this economy is in the hands of the private sector. So it is a strategic imperative that we need to bring in the private sector to the party to drive this program of ensuring that our Vision 2030 can be met. You may wonder why we take so much time as government and our own Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation in the Presidency of working with young people. The simple reason is that small and medium enterprises play a pivotal role in job creation and also in support of economic growth. If you look around the world, more egalitarian type of societies, such as the Scandinavian countries, your Sweden, your Denmark, your Finland, those countries are relatively well off. The reason for that is that the dominant role of small and medium enterprises in their economies are not monopolies as we have here in South Africa. So it is of strategic importance that we support small business. So, if the initiatives such as this one that we are having today, of promoting our businesses in our townships, it also is in line with our strategic posture of promoting township and rural economies in our country, because we need all hands on deck. So Bulelani and other entrepreneurs must be commended for the job well done. For us as government, we just need to create that enabling environment so that we can be able to unleash the huge potential that young people have. There are about 37 of these NDP Youth Brand Ambassadors that we launched in September, and even yesterday we had a very beautiful function at the Union Buildings where private sector companies such as Cisco, represented by Shemaine, should have an opportunity of telling you what is it that Cisco is bringing to the party. Organizations, business people such as Altron, and many others, MultiChoice, Liquid Telecom, all these are indicating that when they see a good initiative, the private sector will be able to support those initiatives. These 37 young people, I'm sure you know Bulelani, he will speak for himself. It is his show today. So we need to applaud these youth ambassadors, Bulelani included. I've walked around this morning seeing many of these bold entrepreneurs manufacturing products, skin product, hair product. All these are indicative that if we work together, government and business, we can really achieve more in our quest to deal with this triangle of poverty, unemployment, as well as inequality. We support unreservedly these initiatives, and we call upon those institutions in government that are responsible for creating an enabling environment for our young people in particular to access finance, to do so not like commercial banks, because we must always remind them these development finance institutions such as the National Empowerment Fund, such as the IDC, the Industrial Development Corporation, they have a stand here this morning, of the PIC, the Public Investment Corporation, the Development Bank of Southern Africa, DBSA, the Land Bank, and many others. The reason they were created was not to operate like commercial banks, otherwise there was no reason why we created them if they operate at the same level as your commercial bank. They are called development finance institution, underlying development, because they need to ensure that they provide access to finance to our people, because 300 years of colonial rule, 40 years of apartheid, they've really destroyed the entrepreneurial spirit amongst black people, because we're denied through education to have access to those skills that are required. As I conclude, let me mention this, that we live in a global village in South Africa, so we're not insulated from all the global shocks in the economic front that are being experienced. Right now, in 2017, the World Economic Forum indicates that 65% of our children in the world who enter primary schools, including here at Tembisa, will be in jobs that do not exist right now. That's the fourth industrial revolution. It's not fiction, it is upon us. So young people, when you go to school for education and skills, make sure that you identify those subjects and skills that the economy needs right now, not the one that was needed 20, 30 years ago. I've got a 10-year-old daughter, so she wants me to buy her a cellular phone, so I'm refusing. Then she says, "Dad, how old were you when your parents bought you a cellular phone?" So then I say, "Baby, when I grew up, there was no cellular phone." She can't believe it. I try very hard to explain that a cellular phone only came around 91, 92. She doesn't believe it, because the technological revolution that we've experienced in the past 20 years is mind-boggling. We have now artificial intelligence, 3D printing. Now they talk about 4D. 5 is coming, I'm told. So all these things mean that we need the skills of the 21st century. So that is why I want to encourage those young people who are still at school, who want to enter TVET colleges and universities, that focus on the STEM subjects. By STEM, I mean S, science, T, technology, E, engineering, M, mathematics, and include their ICT skills, because you need to equip yourself for the world of work, not of 1995 or even of 2015, but of 2030, of 2040, because that world is on us. As Africa, and South Africa in particular, we missed out on all the other 3 industrial revolutions that have taken place. So let this 4th industrial revolution not pass us by, because others are far ahead. So young people, education, skills in STEM, skills for the future, but for us as government also, we have to change. Our TVET colleges, I'm sorry to say, for 10 youngsters sometimes whom I meet and they tell me that they're TVET colleges, I ask a simple question: what are you studying at the TVET college? They will tell me I'm doing marketing, I'm doing a human resource, blah, blah, blah. In my vocabulary, a TVET college is about hard technical skills. So which means that as a government, we also need to undergo a revolution in our thinking, in our way of how to ensure that the subjects that are being taught at our TVET colleges, even universities, are in line with what the industry requires, so that we train skills for the industry, not just to decorate your boardroom that have got a master's in biblical studies. So let me encourage young people, continue doing the good work, be innovative, be adventurous. I know sometimes you're gonna fall, as Mandela said, that when he was on Robben Island, he was also studying there. It was not smooth sailing, he would fail. But he'll wake up the following morning, study again until he passed his LLB. You climb one mountain, you realize that there are 3 and 4 more that still are waiting for you to climb. So there's no substitute for hard work. There's no substitute for being brave and innovative and being aggressive, because the doors of government are not locked, they are wide open. It's for you to enter that. And Mulelani has demonstrated, a chap from the Township here in Tembisa is doing the right thing. No one has been born successful anywhere in the world. It takes courage, it takes inspiration from others, but also you must take your own decision that you want to see the kind of South Africa that is envisioned in the National Development Plan, which will be characterized by more jobs, less poverty, less inequality, so that the South Africa of our dreams, a better life for all that Mandela spoke of, can be attained. So as I close down in my short input, please be assured of our firm commitment as a government that we are going to ensure that we intensify this radical socio-economic transformation to change the ownership, the patterns and control of the economy to reflect the demographics of our South African rainbow nation. That program is a historic necessity, because it is not correct that this economy of ours is still dominated by whites and males. If you look at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, you can see that the shareholders, their majority are whites and males. We need to ensure, therefore, as I've said in the beginning, that the freedom of 1994 is not complete unless it is accompanied by the total economic emancipation of the people of South Africa. So young people, the future is yours. The NDP is there. It's not government, but all of us, you can also play your part. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call up our next speakers. Please put your hands together for Mbali and Timothy from, and put your hands together the T-way. I mean, you know there's a way of putting your hands together? Then there's a way of putting your hands together, the T-way, the T-way, right? So I'm going to call up Mbali and Timothy from Standard Bank. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mbali and Timothy.
So why is Standard Bank here today? Why have we partnered with this great organization called E-Team? The reason why we're here is because we fully believe that Africa is our home. And without a doubt, we as Standard Bank believe that as citizens of Africa, it's our responsibility to drive Africa's growth. And the one way of driving Africa's growth is to be fully supporting the entrepreneurs that we believe are going to drive the economy of Africa. Whether you have a business, whether you haven't started a business, whether you're still thinking of opening a business, Standard Bank can assist you with that. So now I'm going to introduce Timothy, my colleague, and he's going to share more about what do we do in Standard Bank. Thank you.
My name is Timothy, as they've said. I'm actually in the space of the small medium enterprise as a regional manager. You can't say business will actually go smoothly throughout. If something happens to you, the bank can offer you a product, an insurance that will cover you, so that if you have debts and all these other things, to sign suretyship, those things are taken care of, your estate is not affected. And furthermore, guys, please come through to the bank. Don't be scared. We've got also pamphlets outside our stand. I know from time to time, when it comes for you to approach the banks, they'll say, where's your business plan? And I think everybody knows, to draw up a business plan, you go to an accountant, they charge you an arm and a leg. So we've got information that actually, a template that actually shows you exactly, if you need to go and ask facility from the bank, it guides you as to what information is required in a business plan so that you can better sell yourself. So what is important is to, how do you sell yourself? Believe in yourself and trust yourself, and then you will prosper. Thank you.
Please, put your hands together for Charmaine, the T-Way!
Hi everybody, thank you very much. I'm so overwhelmed. I've talked to a lot of people based on where I've come from over the many years. You know, I've been in ICT for 25 years, so I'm actually quite old. I may not look it, but I think life has maybe been kind on me because I've always been a very kind person. And I think something else the gentleman from Standard Bank said, which resonated with me. You know, when you look at big organizations, you always become overwhelmed. And you often think, the only thing I have to go and ask them for is for money. But what I often do from where I am at within the organization, I'm always looking for opportunities to link people up. Okay, I just come back from Nigeria and Addis Ababa. I was there for a couple of weeks, and you will be amazed. In Nigeria alone, there are 101,000 students who graduated now recently from Cisco Native CAD. Free, completely free. And everybody is actually buying for these students. Like, these students, fortunately or unfortunately, have decided to pack their bags and go abroad and take their skills abroad, but 101,000 students graduating free of charge. So please look into Cisco Native CAD, and if you need more info, please, I'm on Twitter at Madame Bouvet, I'm there. Drop me a note, I'll link you up with the right people. I don't personally run it, but all of the information for the people who run it are there.
I head up an organization called the Innovation Hub, which is the innovation agency of the Gauteng province. We are located in Pretoria, Tshwane. We need to know what other entrepreneurs in our surroundings are doing, not only here in Tembisa, but in other townships. And therefore, we need to start to trade amongst ourselves. Is that you hear me? Because when you fail, it gives you an opportunity to learn. You cannot learn if you're not failing. Right? So when you start to fail, ask yourself, what lesson is Mother Nature teaching? And what do I need to do better? And the last thing is to say that at times when certain ideas, the time when those ideas have run their course or there's no market need for them. So don't get too married to the idea. At times you've got to understand that you have to walk away from the idea, and it's not shameful if you fail. Pick yourself up, learn, and then move on to the next opportunity. So to all the entrepreneurs in the room, all the best, and we look forward to supporting you.
Did you know, Uguti, WhatsApp is not as big as it is in other parts of the world, like in China. In China, the Chinese do not consume anything that is American. In India, the Indians do not consume anything that is not Indian. And they don't consume anything that is American as well. So they've got their own cell phone companies, they've got all these innovative things which they keep within their ecosystems. In South Africa, what do we have? We don't have much, because all we ever do is we consume WhatsApp, we consume Facebook, we consume Twitter, we consume Instagram. It's high time we come up with all these innovative solutions, guys. Are you agree with me? Yeah. We need to come up with innovative solutions so that we can create more jobs. The minister earlier on, Jeff Hatter, was speaking about all the different plans that the NDP is able to do for young people. And that's exactly what we need to do for ourselves.
We are about, we are about job creation. We exist as proudly South African because it is important that we understand that township economy is key. It's one thing that we go to Sandton and go to Rosebank, those of us who are likers of things. We have to start at home. Our businesses in Lokshin have to make it. We have got to be innovative at home, Lokshin, before we even start thinking of any other place to go to. So this is what we are about. We exist because we have to influence procurement in the public and private sector. We have to increase local production, and we have to influence consumers to buy local and stimulate job creation.
There's a lot of amazing people that have got amazing products, but you don't even have access to market. It's those people. Shout out to the gentleman from the Innovation Hub. Let's give him a round of applause. So, and the prize, man. So, the prize is 5,000 Rand cash. But we've got prizes that go with the prize, that are added to this. There's a chance it could be 100,000, but we'll see.
Just wait. You know, sometimes I want to know what is something. I'll go show what you can do. We'll take 5,000.
5,000 Rand cash.
Oh.
Hey, Sha. How much did you pay to get in here?
5,000 cash.
5,000 Rand cash.
Yo.
Sha.
T-sha.
Our top three. At number 3, we have Malisesi. That's our 3. Yeah, I think we just have to give her the gift. Who's taking photo pictures? Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't leave. At number 2. Should the first one not be available to represent South Africa, the second one will take over. Project Hope. The winner of 2017 pitch session is Saya Situna. And is the winner of 5,000 moolah.